Alright folks, just wanted to do a quick video showing the Spyderco Dragonfly 2. These are a couple of Dragonflies that I've had for some time. I've had this one for a little bit over a year, and I probably had this one for about 2 years. As you can see, there's a little bit of a difference. This one is not a full flat ground as this one is. There's a little bit of a flat here. But they're both Dragonfly 2s. I think the Dragonfly 1 had a integrated clip that was only right-hand carry. I think these are called clippets. This is the spider wire clip, and it's really great. I love it. It's one of the most functional. Might not be the most aesthetic, but it's one of the most functional clips I think Spyderco does. Here is the clip on a Delica 4. And maybe it's more aesthetic, I don't know, but I feel that these work great. They're a lot more robust. They hold their tension better, I think. Anyhow, just a couple of stats real quick before we get started. Overall length is 5.56 inches. The blade length is 2.25. The closed length is 3.3. The cutting edge is 1.8 inches. So it's a relatively small knife. You can tell by holding it in your hand. There's a choil here you can choke up. It is a small blade, small knife, but it's very capable in my opinion. Overall weight is 1.2 ounces, and the blade thickness is 2.5 millimeters. The handle is made out of FRN, or fiberglass reinforced nylon, and it uses the bidirectional pattern that you see on other Spydercos, like the Endura 4. And the bidirectional pattern, in my opinion, is very grippy and provides a pretty good traction plan. You'll notice there's some jimping here in the choil and on the thumb ramp, as well as the spine. And it feels really good in the hand. It feels very tight and very secure. And I think that if you got something, water, oil, whatever, on these knives, they would still be very easy to get a purchase or a grip on. I use them quite a bit, more this one than this one, and I've used it for cooking tasks. I've used it for cutting open up boxes and packages and all kinds of things, and I've never had a problem. This one is made out of VG10, and this one is Spyderco's H1, which is their stain-resistant, rust-resistant blade. I'll talk a little bit about why I have each one of these knives and what I use them for. I originally picked this knife up, and you can see as it's serrated, it has more of a chisel grind on this side, as opposed to, or asymmetrical grind, as opposed to this blade. But it has the serrations on it, and I picked this one up to wear when I go to the pool or the beach or the ocean or something like that, and I want a blade that I can carry with me and not worry about keeping it clean and worrying about it getting rusted and stuff like that. And this one's seen its fair share of aquatic activity, and I've had no problems with it at all. But it hasn't seen as much action as this one. This knife gets taken as a backup when I go camping or hiking or something like that. I've used it when I had to prepare food, or in the kitchen if I just needed a quick knife, or if I had a knife on me that needed to open a box or a package or something like that. This one's always been stepping up to the plate, and I've used it, and it works really well. VG10 steel is something that is easy to sharpen, and it keeps an edge for a reasonable amount of time. But again, you can touch it up and get it really sharp really quick. When you pair that with a full flat ground blade, it makes a great slicer, and I think this is about $50 is about what I paid for that, and I'm really happy with it, and I carry it a lot. It also, being at 1.2 ounces, is really nice when you have to go lightweight, or you have smaller pockets, or you're wearing like dress pants or something like that. It really does fit in the pocket well, carry well, and it's easy to use. I don't use this one as much. In the H1 steel, I'm not really experienced with it. I have a couple of blades in H1, but I don't use them often. What everybody says is that the serrations work better than the plain edge H1, and that may or may not be true. I haven't used them enough to have to really sharpen them up. I've touched this up a little bit on the Sharp Maker, but I really couldn't speak to the properties of an H1 blade. I don't feel that I would say anything that would be adequate or true. That being said, this is a knife that I would recommend anybody pick up. I did want to compare the size to give everybody. This is a Delica 4. Just give folks a little bit of a size comparison. So it's a little bit smaller. It is a little bit bigger than the Ladybug or the Man Bug, but it like I said, it carries very well, and you get a lot of blade for the size. You can hold it back here. Like I said, you can choke up. It gives you a lot of control, and it's really good for finer precision cuts. Works great, like I said, for opening packages or boxes or bags or anything like that. It's a nice knife that I'm happy with, and so I just wanted to throw it out there, do a little quick video, and that's it. Thanks, everybody.